going on? What's happening? Part of my presence YouTube channel. I want to discuss something very briefly, something I just thought about, and I just wanted to put this out there and get some feedback on. As many of you guys know, when it comes to the music business, we've seen a shift from CDs being sold, artists being able to sell music out of their trunks directly to the consumer. You've had artists who were able to command certain contracts from record labels because of their audience and also of their prestige and, I guess, power and influence that they have in regards to, the size of their consumers. And we've seen all of that shift from people like Jay-Z, Master P, Cash Money, E40, so on and so forth, where you have these people who were pretty much in control and almost being able to write their own ticket in regards to the music industry. We've now seen a shift where we have people like Drake, we have people like Lil Baby and others who have now just become artists, and artists who are very popular, but the music is now streamed. You really can't buy a physical copy of these people anymore, and even if you could, a lot of times we've been conditioned not to. We prefer the streaming as opposed to any other forms to consume music. And what you'll find is that with streaming, even if you were to buy music digitally, you don't have the power to take that particular song from out of the phone that you purchased it under and put it on another computer, another laptop, to share that music. There's a lot of digital rights that are violated when you do those things. A lot of times you have to keep it even within a certain streaming platform. You can't cross over, therefore you can't really make a mixtape like you once could if you actually owned the CDs or the tapes where you can make your own mixtapes and your own mix CDs. Now everything is digital, where you no longer have ownership of the music. You are now leasing the music. You can no longer do as you please with the music. You now are under the authority of these streaming companies. And if they decide to get rid of a particular song, like they did with YG and that song Meet the Fockers, or where they did it with R. Kelly's catalog, they can remove it, press the button and remove it, and you no longer have access to it. Right? So what I'm trying to say here is the fact that you have now situations where you have to pay $5.99, $8.99, $9.99 every month to gain access to music now. And people are conditioned to think that that is cool. And it has translated into other things as well too, when it comes to Netflix, Disney, and those subscription services. Apple Music is another one as well too, but you have certain apps that you could now purchase and pay a monthly subscription to gain access to shows that you once could get through your cable company and just pay through them a monthly amount, right? So if you noticed, a lot of times the companies that are making the most amount of profits whenever they have their earnings report with the stock market, a lot of the companies that are making hand over fist and breaking records with profits are the companies who have introduced some type of subscription-based service. Amazon's a perfect example, right, with the Amazon Prime. Before, it used to be you pay up front $99 for the whole year. Now they've done it in a way where psychologically you want to pay for it, because now it's broken up to a monthly subscription of $9 a month, and people are paying that, right? So companies are starting to see how it's profitable to get your consumers to continually pay, whether it's $10.99, $20.99, or $39.99, whatever the case may be, but to pay a monthly amount every month. And by providing that type of monthly service, you are almost guaranteeing reoccurring income that you could count on, that you could bank on. The days have gone where you could purchase something once and that was it. No, you gotta continually buy something. And to give another example, there is a razor, a straight shave razor called the bevel razor. I bought it to do some straight razor shaving. Now you could buy the device that you could shave with, but it also offers you a subscription, a monthly subscription, where they supply you with blades, new blades for you to use. Now, the way how they describe it, they say that these blades have to be changed after 2 uses, preferably. Meanwhile, if you ever use a straight razor, you know that you could use it multiple times, definitely more than 2 if you needed to. But for them, in order to justify this service of buying blades on a monthly basis, they have to tell you that it's no longer good after 1 or 2 tries, so that you go through the whole supply to the point where you need new blades coming in every month. And this is where they get you with these subscriptions. So companies have realized that hand over fist, this is a new way to get income on a recurring basis, which leads to a lot more money than just buying a product one time and that product lasting for 1 or 2 years. We've also seen it with the PlayStation, right? It used to be free to access online games and to use the online servers, but now they've done it in a way where now they no longer even want to give you CDs or DVDs where the games are on. They want you to buy things digitally. And in order for you to buy things digitally, you now have to pay a monthly subscription with PlayStation as well too. So all of these companies are incorporating these things, and we have been conditioned to accept it. Now this is where I want to ask this question, because what we're seeing today in the news from companies that are in prescription drugs, medicine, healthcare, we're seeing companies talking about offering booster shots, getting the approval from the FDA for booster shots, approval from Health Canada for these booster shots. Booster shots that you take after you've already taken the initial vaccine. So this is where it gets interesting. What if these booster shots are just another form of a monthly subscription? It may not be a month, maybe every 2 months, every 3 months, where you now have to take the booster shot as a recurring shot that you take if you've gotten the initial vaccine. And the way how they'll sell it to you is the fact that if you got the initial vaccine, you may now need to take these booster shots, because without them, your body, your immune system might not have the appropriate mechanisms in place, the natural immunity in place for you to fight these viruses, and now you're reliant on these never-ending booster shots. What if that's the case? What if that's the case where, because we already know how these drug companies are all about profits and what lines they're willing to cross. We've seen all the scandals. We've seen all of those things in the news. We've seen all the lawsuits. Is it too far-fetched that drug companies have now bought into the whole subscription game as well too? It makes you wonder, because the way how I see it, if you ever decided to get this vaccine, your immune system might not be the same again. And if it was told to you that you needed to continue to get these booster shots because the immune system is, like I said, not the same as it once was, would you refuse to take these booster shots? Or would you really have no choice, because without taking these booster shots, you are no longer in good health? You are now susceptible to many other viruses or mutations of the viruses. You don't know what could take you down anymore if you believe that your immune system is no longer the way it once was, to fight. So this could be just a way for these companies to get you on the hook to pay a monthly subscription for good health. That's something to think about, because let's be honest, we've seen it so many different times before, and we've seen the amount of profits that companies are getting from subscription-based services that they implement. So what makes you think that these drug companies are above that? And what makes you think that people are not willing to pay premium dollars on a monthly basis if it means they could pay for good health? Who would deny that? Who would say, no, I'm not getting my booster shots, I'm going to cancel the subscription, knowing that it can result in their death? Right? It just makes you wonder if this is the direction that we're going in, and whether the reason why they force these things upon us is because they want all of us to be reliant. So in closing, I want to ask you something. What if your health was no longer yours? Right? What if you being able to eat the right foods, you being able to live a healthy lifestyle, was no longer an effective means for having good health? What if you have now truly become dependent on these subscription-based boosters for you to continue to survive and thrive in this new society that they're trying to introduce? It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. And to be honest, I don't think it's that far-fetched that going forward, a lot of people may be required to continue these booster shots on a consistent basis, 1, 2, or 3 months, every 1, 2, or 3 months, for potentially the rest of your lives. Just like you have to access your subscription to gain access to music with Spotify and Tidal and Apple Music and Pandora, the same way you have to pay a monthly subscription for companies like Amazon, Netflix, Disney, so on and so forth. The same way you may be required to pay a monthly subscription to maintain good health. Just something I want to put out there. You let me know if you agree or disagree. Let me know how you feel about this. Is it far-fetched? Is it something that might be what you would consider as the end goal of all of this? A way to ensure profits and a continuing source of revenue for these corporations, these drug companies? You let me know. Until next time, Pardon My Presence YouTube channel. Next move, best move. Peace.